am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer. Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please, speak freely.
So this is my breakdown of the Book of Boba Fett trailer. In the opening scene of the trailer, we see a spider droid with a coffee jar walking around in the desert in front of Jabba's palace. This is in fact a monk of the Bomarr Order. The Bomarr monks were first seen in The Return of the Jedi. The Bomarr was a religious order that believed in isolating themselves from all physical sensation to enhance the power of their minds. By doing so, they believed it would enlighten themselves. They would transplant their brains into nutrient-filled jars and use spider-like droid walkers to get around. For the older monks, they would use four-legged walkers and at times six-legged variants. The order lived in monasteries such as the one on Tatooine. But in the case of Tatooine, Jabba took control of the monastery, but still allowed them to continue to roam the palace. In Legends, the monks were actually the ones that took over the palace after Jabba dies, instead of Bib Fortuna as we see in canon. Next, we hear Boba Fett say the line,
I am not a bounty hunter.
which signals the evolution of his character evolving into something greater than his previous occupation. We then hear an unknown voice seemingly talk to Boba Fett, and it should be noted that the voice sounds very similar to the sound of a voice under a Mandalorian mask. It is also possible that the voice is actually coming from the Ithorian that we see in the trailer. The Ithorians had a unique set of twin mouths on opposite sides of their necks, but due to their unique throat structure, it prevented them from speaking Galactic Basic, which is why many of them needed devices such as the translator collar to translate Ethorese into Basic, which is where this voice might be coming from. In the next scene, we see Boba seated at a table with a bunch of Trandoshans and Aqualish, discussing what looks to be some serious business. It is here that we hear the line,
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial.
which really feeds into the whole Godfather vibe of the show, and it really reminds me of...
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
In the next scene, we see two Twi'leks talking to each other. It is highly likely that these two are also part of some criminal organization, and this will be a very interesting dynamic given that female Twi'leks in the Star Wars universe have always gotten the short end of the stick, so a powerful criminal organization led by female Twi'leks would be something new to explore. In the next scene, we see Boba's helmet fall to the ground, spilling a bunch of coins. If you look closely, these coins carry the symbol of the Rebellion, now the symbol of the New Republic. Although it is not certain how useful these are, given that Tatooine has never really recognized credits from the Republic, as we have seen in the Phantom Menace.
I have 20,000 Republic Dactaris.
Republic credits? Republic credits are no good out here. I need something more real.
Not to mention, the way in which Boba Fett's helmet falls and rolls onto the ground is very much reminiscent of the way Jango Fett died, his father. Then we get more scenes that evoke the feeling of Game of Thrones and Godfather vibes. We also get an intense scene where we see Boba and Fennec surrounded by gangsters dressed in red leather and carrying around energy shields. It is entirely possible that these guys are the Red Key Raiders. The Red Key Raiders were a criminal syndicate that emerged following the Battle of Endor. The organization tried to establish a presence on Tatooine, posing as a mining company called the Red Key Company. These are of course the same group that fought Cobb Vanth in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. In the closing scene, we hear Boba say,
Please, speak freely.
which sounds more like a threat than anything. And while the trailer has given the impression that Boba is much more merciful than Jabba the Hutt, I am not too sure about that. It should also be noted that throughout the entire trailer, we see Gamorrean guards popping up here and there. At this point in time, it is highly likely that these Gamorrean guards are under the control of Boba Fett and are already working for him. This would suggest that we are very much in the early stages of the show where Boba Fett has just taken over Jabba's palace, hence why we see so many Gamorrean guards working for him. Anyways, it looks like Boba Fett will be consolidating his empire in this show, so let me know what you think of it. Did I miss anything in the breakdown? As always, be sure to leave a comment down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I am the Lost Acolyte,
And I have spoken.